Better late than never. Here we go. Late into the night, but here we got this. And this place stinks. Oh, it's here. Knowledge, hi. Good morning, how are you? Let me come close so this is my screen very well. Hey, I don't want to lose this receipt. How are you doing, Knowledge? Good morning, because it's morning over here. Oh, how are you? I'm fine. I'm very okay. Although I did not plan to come online today, I wanted to do something else, but I changed my mind and here I am. Let's see how long I last. How was work? Did you go to work? Let me ask, Knowledge, were you waiting for me to come on live? Because you joined immediately the live started. Were you waiting for me to come on live? Oh, that's so good to hear. That's so good to hear. That's nice. As for me, I am starting my annual leave next week. Oh, it notifies you. Really? That's so cool. I thought it was only my vlog that notifies people. I didn't know my live stream notifies you guys as well. So that's so nice. Thank you, Knowledge, for setting up your notification and turning up your notification. Thank you. What did they accomplish though? What were the tasks that you set out and you accomplished today? Hi, Gabby. How are you doing? Good morning, Gabby. And also thank you for joining. Oh, okay. Okay. What about, I know one time, and a couple of times you mentioned you working on some ACs. Do you still do that? Do you still work on air conditions? It's this place. Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm guessing you also aid in the pool construction because I know that um, furniture building and also, oh, I thought you were, but I know that furniture building is different from AC pool swimming pool construction. So do you aid in the pool construction or the construction is just taking place at your workplace? Okay. I think you mentioned that before privately. We had that conversation privately. Okay, I didn't know that book construction was part of it. Anyway, that's cool. It just shows that you are versatile in your craft. It's admirable. It's only one thing I know how to do, and that is, or maybe not just one thing, but I would say that I have just one skill, and that is my decoration skill. I just learned. Sadly, sadly. Anyways, oh, another reason why I didn't plan on staying long today is because I didn't prepare any topic today, sadly. So I don't have any question to ask. I don't have, but I can try to answer questions though. Being hands on your available on lost to technology. It's all truly lost to technology. There are some things that technology can still not do. I think they are getting there with time. It just will take a little while, but they'll get there. But I still believe that it is not everything that technology will be able to do. Not entirely. Like my skill, I don't think that technology can do that. Mm. How does it make you feel? Ellen, I don't even know how to pronounce this name. Ellen Mitki. How do you feel about yourself doing this? Like when you enter into people's live stream and you start constituting users. How do you feel about yourself? I'd like to know. Knowledge, sorry for the pause. We'll get back to our conversation. But I'm just very interested in how this fellow feels doing this and also what he or she thinks that he's trying to achieve right now. Because trust me, you're not going to achieve anything. You probably just get tired out. I'd like to know what you aim to achieve, humans. Because I can choose to ignore you, but I can actually choose to ignore this person. But I'm just curious when people do this, like you just enter people's live stream, and I know my live stream is not the first live stream you are doing this. I'm very sure, I'm very certain that my live stream is not the first live stream you're doing this. You do this with faceless account. I'll keep, don't worry, I'll keep showing. Although YouTube is hiding your messages, but I'll keep showing them so you can keep making a fool of yourself. But I just wonder how you feel. Anyway, if you do not know how you feel and you cannot also express how you feel, all I just have to tell you is that you should love yourself. Because if you loved yourself enough and then Mitski, you wouldn't be here trying to online with faceless accounts. If you were that bold enough, you would probably use a real name with a real profile and do this that you're trying to do right now. But because you do not love yourself and you are trying to spread that hate that you feel, that is why you are here doing this. Right? Negative distraction. Anyway, I have given he or she a little of my attention. So, and I'm not. I feel like I don't want to remove this. Oh no, then should I remove? Okay, well, since it says a negative distraction, I should remove you. Your time is out. So bye. Anyway, because left for me, I would have left that person. I don't mind. You just keep ranting. You just keep talking until you get tired. It's just so sad. It's just so sad that people are actually like that. You, for no good reason, you enter people's lives to people that you don't know, and you start trying to make them feel bad about themselves, or just trying to cause an uproar there. Funny enough, that person might actually know you or be using a fake account. Hmm. They'll be fine. They'll be fine in life. They'll really, really be fine in life. Human behavior. Human behavior. Human behavior. Hell, it would require a lot to get me to trigger me with stuff like this. Nah, this is not even part of it. This is not part of it. Did that discourage you? Knowledge. Uh, unfortunately, they do. For in order to create a balance, they have to exist. Unfortunately, bad people have to exist for good people like us to exist. It's just how you handle them that matters. Just how you handle them that matters. I, for one, I will never. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I feel like that was what that person was trying to achieve. Some people they will just want to trigger you to see how you react, or just trigger a reaction out of you. But I'm not the one. I'm the wrong person to try that with. Trust me, I will never react. Firstly, because all that he said here on this live stream, all that he said, he called me, in no way describe who I am and what I represent. So there is no way I would allow such thing get to me. I beg, enough of. You shouldn't talk about that anymore. Don't need to give it much attention. I'm trying to. Uh, was trying to, I know yesterday you were trying to say something about world hunger, right? I remember correctly. You were trying to say something about world hunger, but that conversation didn't go well. If you're still interested in that, do you mind um, giving context to what you wanted to say yesterday so we would understand? Yeah, it's mistaken. Mm-hmm. And for the people just joining, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You mean world hunger? What is world hunger problem and what is the solution? Oh, do I know? Mm. Firstly, I would say that one obvious thing is that the population is higher than the availability of jobs. The world population is higher than job availability. That is one thing I feel like is causing it. And why it is a problem is because it is pushing people to steal. Not everybody that steals are hungry, don't get me wrong, but one of the problem that it causes is that it pushes people to steal, to from where I'm from, lead towards kidnapping, money ritualism, um, prostitution. Yes, those are some of the problems that it creates for us. And solution, I would say create more job opportunities. That's one obvious solution. But how to create more? And I would also say that for country like where I'm from, that has that majorly should be running on agriculture and oil, crude oil, more job opportunities should be created in these areas because I feel like even though we have refineries over here, we still buy oil from outside, which is laughable. But I wouldn't go deep into it because I don't really understand how that sector works. But I think it's laughable because if we have crude oil here in our country, we shouldn't be buying oil from outside. Okay. Do you need a job to chew and swallow food or drink? No, but if you want to solve world hunger, I mean, you need a job to work, earn money, and then use the money to be able to provide for yourself. That is why you need a job. If you don't have money, you can't buy food. If you don't have food, you can't chew or swallow. So that is why I say you need a job. When knowledge come on, you understand what I'm saying. I believe you understand what I'm saying. I don't know why you asked that question. Well, for the solution, I mean, it's only a politician that would know. I just say create more job opportunities, lean towards your natural resources, capitalize on your capital, your natural resources instead of buying stuff from outside because there are a lot of natural resources that we have, but then we still import a lot of things from outside, which is sad and it reduces the economy here. So those are some of the solutions that I can list off. So I don't know. I would also say empowerment. The government should be able to run free skill empowerment program where you sponsor people to acquire skills. It's not something that is rampant here. We hardly hear of such things around here. I wouldn't say I've not heard at all, but it's very rare, and it should be a thing. Considering that it is mostly the youths that engage in these killings, robbery, cultism, and stuff like that. So there should be a free skill acquisition program that should be running yearly, non-stop, for people to join. Being sponsored by the government because we all pay tax. So this can also go a long way to help. Even if there are not enough jobs for everybody, but to reduce the crime rates which is being caused by hunger and we can see world hunger. These things can be put in place to help. Right? That's what I think. But if you think otherwise, you can share. I mean, it's your question, so you should. Uh, I actually thought of that. Government corruption. I actually thought of that. But that thing is something obvious that we do not even have to mention. It's something that is supposed to be done, but it's easier said than done. We can say reduce government corruption, but is it something that is feasible, something that we can actually do? How do you go about it? Because they'll tell you that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. But you see these youths, they are as corrupt as our politicians. I remember when I was contesting for one political position in school, my fellow students were already carrying out um, political atrocities like corruption. Fellow students, youth, talk more of if they can do that at the university level, how then would they behave when they are at the national level? So corruption did not just start, it's not just at the federal or national level. It is starting from the grassroots. The youths are already practicing it. So before you eradicate that, it will require a lot of sensitization that would have to start from the grassroots level with the youth. Exactly. We'll have to start from scratch. By scratch, not just from local government, nah, not from local government at all. You have to sensitize the youth because hmm, how do they even say it safe? Power corrupts the absolute or something like that. You would think that you are it's just like when oil touches this hand, it's pressed to the other fingers. And it's even likely to touch your right hand if you're not careful. You may join politics as an honest and sincere person, but if you're not careful, if you're not strong in your principles, you are likely to be corrupted. you are in short 85% likely to join them in that corruption. You can be pressured, you can be threatened. It's only very few. I know few politicians here that are still they are still good, they still hold on to their principles and they are very vocal about it. I can mention a few that are very vocal about their principles and the evil atrocities going on in the government. But majority they can't win because they're just very few. Very few. Majority some of them are even being locked up, they are being harassed. Their constitutional rights is being taken away from them. That is how deeply corrupted the government is. I mean, deeply corrupt the government is. So it's something. It's very hard. Like you have to wipe out this current government entirely, and then start sensitizing the ones coming in because they as well they are not good. They will think that them going there, they are going there to make a change. Nah, power will corrupt you. You before, like I said, when I was contesting in my school, I had good intentions, but there were a lot of the self-acclaimed stakeholders that I was asked to meet. They were not interested in my good intentions. They were interested in what I had for them, how they were going to benefit from my administration if I eventually ascend that position, and what I had to give them as I was campaigning. Some were even asking for a lot. So a lot of groundwork is needed at this point. So we're talking about world hunger. Let's leave. You see that corruption is a major issue. As a matter of fact, it is a different problem on its own. It is a different problem. It doesn't only cause world hunger, it causes a lot of things. It's a different problem on its own. You have to focus on things that are kind of obtainable in a way. Obtainable even with the corrupt government. That's still obtainable. And those are the things that I mentioned. I don't know. I really do not know. One thing I know is that you cannot defeat the government. You cannot go into politics claiming to be a good person, a person of a principled person, and you think that you'll be able to change the government. It's highly impossible. I can give an example of one of our politicians here, Peter Obi. A lot of people would tell you that he won the last election, the election we had in two, 4 years ago. See, 4 years ago was 2022. Some people would tell you that he won that election maybe 3 years ago, but he was not declared the winner. As a matter of fact, a lot of people were killed. A lot of people were killed just because they didn't want them to vote. They did not want them to vote. Now you can imagine a country, one of the biggest country in the Africa continent here, is still doing manual voting, and then the government are strongly refusing that we adopt electronic voting. What does that tell you? Strongly, strongly. And even if the citizens succeed in making them adopt that electronic voting, they would look for a way. They would look for a way to manipulate that result still. As a matter of fact, without the might even tell you that there's no network, and there's nothing you can do about it. Because they are saying, okay, they will adopt it, but they'll still have the manual vote as backup plan. That means on that day they'll tell you that there's no network. All of you use paper and biro to vote. Is that not a shameful thing? No, government. I'm sorry, you may not really understand what I'm saying. I'm just talking from my own side, where I'm from, what we see, what we see. And mind you, the corruption with government is not just the political power that you are seeing. There are also other bodies that are given the right to exercise power over their citizens. I'm talking about the military, the ranks and files. I'm talking about the police. I'm talking about the SARS. I'm talking about the EFCC. These people, these rank and files are supposed to either checkmate corruption or protect the citizens. Are you even the one? They're even the ones bullying us. So government is not just it's not just the people representing you at the federal level or state level. There are other people involved. And another thing, knowledge, yeah. Sometimes we say the government, but we the citizens, we are also the cause of our problems. We cheat ourselves. For example, here in Nigeria, the price that you'll be charged for transport fare during dry season is different from what you'll be charged during rainy season. Meanwhile, there was no fuel, the fuel price did not skyrocket. There was no price inflation. There was nothing at all. But because it is raining season, they will increase their price. So who is cheating who? Is it not your own fellow citizen that is cheating you? You go to the market, even after the fuel price reduces, they will still not reduce their prices. They will still maintain that increment that they increased as a result of that fuel hike. So sometimes it is even the citizens that cheat themselves, that makes things difficult for themselves. So if we are dragging the government with our right hand, we should be dragging ourselves with our little finger, because we too, we cause damage to ourselves. Well, supply and demand. I think the only law of demand that I know of is the higher the price. I can't remember right now because I did that too really long ago. The higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. The lower the price, the higher the quantity demanded, which is very normal. But in this case, I'm saying there is no price inflation. That means the price did not increase at any point, but they are still demanding more from you. Is that how do you explain that? How do you explain such behavior? Would you now blame the government? Would you blame the government in such situations? You can't. You can only blame yourself. We can only blame ourselves. Anyway, we have to go through them first before doing business with each other. Or it's considered illegal. By them, whom do you mean? Knowledge. By them, whom do you mean? Highlights football comedy. Hi, good morning, and thank you so much for being here. Well, let me see. Okay, where's my pen? Because I'm going to have to change my title to this. Uh, oh, okay. think I understand you now. See this power thing. That one is even well, it affects everything, to be honest. Those with power controls virtually everything. That I agree with you. Because they control virtually everything. And all they do, I mean, what they do influences our reaction, it influences our behavior, and also, when by influencing our behavior as well, it's it also influences how we treat people and also cheat ourselves. So yes, we could say that it is still people at the top with power that controls everything and still needs to be checkmated. While I still say that if we ourselves are good people, or we choose to be good people, no, they don't control my mind. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to say, that if we ourselves are good people and we choose to be good people, we do not have to allow what they do control us or influence us. You can have total control of it's just like the conversation we had yesterday about our thoughts. If our thoughts is as a result of the things we absorb, you can absorb a lot of things here. You can see a lot of things. You can experience a lot of things. You can read a lot of things that can form your thoughts. But it is also your self control. You also have power to control what you do with those thoughts. As a matter of fact, you can even reshape your own thinking and form your own understanding of these things and decide how you want to react. So, regardless of how the government is, we as individuals can decide to not allow whatever they are doing affect us. Of course, when the fuel price goes up, the prices of things also have to go up. But it should be in moderation. It should be in moderation, not um do it outrageously the way that I mean, from where I'm from, I would even say there's no lower class. So there's no middle class. Sorry, there's no middle class. It's either you're from the higher class or you're from the lower class. It's not in between. You are either rich or you are poor. Like poor, there's no in between. And when you start cheating one another, when we start cheating ourselves, we are in no way disturbing those governments. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of our politicians that don't even know the price of things in the market because they don't go to the market. They have people that do that for them. They have all they need at their disposal. They cheat you of what you have, and they have this money at their disposal. It is now you that is supposed to protect yourselves. It's supposed to stand for one another. Instead of us to do this, we are rather cheating ourselves and making things harder for us. We're not even. It's just like what's happening now in my country. The rate of kidnapping, armed robbery, and all have skyrocketed. Reed, what's up? Good morning, you're welcome. These things have skyrocketed. They're now on a rise. Now tell me who they are targeting. The poor people, the lower class. You can imagine you kidnapping a trader, yeah? And you are telling a trader to provide 100 million naira. Where you want to see I'm from? Where you want to see 100 million from? You want to rob. You see the government's independent layout or whatever. The people that are responsible for your hunger, the hardship that you are facing. You see them. You're not going after them. to rob them. You are going after your fellow poor people, somebody that is struggling with you. Where do you expect them to see the money from? That means, in other words, you are telling them to take loans and further go into debt just to do what? I say again that there are some people that are even worse than the government. There are some people that are worse than the government. Just permit me to flit here a little. I can see a lot of mosquitoes flying, and you guys are not about to chop me this night. Stay away! Stay away! Anyway, I think I'm done for now. It depends on the next question or the next thing you guys throw at me. Read how far now. What's up? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? No, it's just that it is odorless. Odorless. See, it's written here. So it does not affect. Or it's for mosquito. It's for mosquito. A mosquito don't dey fly here since. Anyway, knowledge asked something, so we're just talking about it. I never write it. Knowledge, let me write out a question. And then let's see if might give something better to say about it. Uh, why? Hmm, hmm, okay. Mosquito is still flying here. And I know the. I think this is. I don't know if I did I write it correctly. Knowledge. Did I get this question correctly? Or that's the question, I guess. But if I did not get this correctly, knowledge would correct me on that. Mm. This mosquito no die. Just still fly. So yes, he asked about what from but knowledge. You only oh okay. Let me retype it. Let me retype it. Sorry, you guys. Undo. And one funny thing is, let me type this way so I can type what I'm saying. Hmm. Okay. What is what hunger problem and what is its solution? All right. Thank you for that correction. I was going to say that I actually do not like engaging in political conversations. I don't like engaging in political conversation. And one of the reasons lean towards government corruption, corrupt government. I will say this, that all constitutions around the world may emphasize on freedom of speech. Oh, there is freedom of speech. You are free to say whatever you want to say, blah, blah, blah. In my country, there may be freedom of speech, of which I don't think there is. But the freedom after speech is what you should be concerned about. You may have, as a matter of fact, you have freedom of speech. Say whatever you want to say. But it is the freedom after that speech that you should be concerned about. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, knowledge. So, because I don't like engaging in political conversation, because you don't know what you would say and you don't know who's listening to you. They may not be able to track bandits inside one forest in Nasarawa. Now, the one where you talk, they go track you. You see that your social media account, they will use it to track your location. That is how crazy it is. Time. I've seen that movie. Ah, that name sounds. If it's on Netflix, read. I think I've seen it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I have. It's the movie on Netflix. Think I go watch them. I like things like that. And I think I have seen the movie. Hey, mosquito. Hey, go, shame. I was saying that knowledge. You asked me this question. I've answered. Why you did not answer? You remember that throwing questions at me. Let me ask you, why is world hunger a problem and what is its solution? Okay. Limiting access. What were the things they were limiting? What were the I believe when you say by limiting access, you mean, yeah, probably I've not seen this movie. Um were they creating problems for them or like a distraction or something? Justin Timberlake. I'm asking, is the movie on Netflix? If it is on Netflix, let me go and watch it. Justin Timberlake, I think I've seen it. I think I've seen it. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's read on 5 minutes. Movie. That's Justin Timberlake. I'm for. Hey, don't go far. And then from 5 and 6. In the movie, time, a limited time itself. That's what television is about. Okay, time, that means the clock, like normal clock. How were they doing that? What exactly were they doing? Did they have like coffee, or were there times they were not, or stipulated time or hour they were not allowed to work? What method did they use in limiting this time? Anyway, it still does boils down to the same thing, yeah. World hunger is majorly being created by the people in power, which is the government. So I believe that is still what this movie that you're talking about was trying to tell us. The message was trying to pass. But I beg of anybody can't say I mean talks something life. I have problem. I avoid problems. But yeah, world power is majorly caused, world hunger or created by people in power. That is an established fact. So their life is. Well, I think I had um. Oh, they have warned me. But let me ask: is this a movie that they have something like a time showing here on their hand? Is it that movie? Please remind me. Please answer me. I think I'm remembering that there's like a time here on their hand. Oh, I've watched it. I watched it a very long time ago. I can't even remember what happened in that movie. I can't. I think I'll go and rewatch it. But I know I watched it a long time ago and it was very interesting. But wait, again, he asked, what, I also go off like that on me. He also asked, what is the solution? So, brief answer, and then we, meow. I don't think I'm going to go more live tomorrow. I don't think, I'm not sure. Because like I said, I have to pack my stuff and go home. I'm starting my annual leave next week. I have to leave this place. I have to go. And this is one place I have constant power supply. When I go home, the lights in Nigeria. Wow. Knowledge, do you agree that there is no solution? Oh, knowledge said that we have to tackle corrupt government. But let me ask you, knowledge, do you agree that there is no solution? Waiting for knowledge answer, but still say that I have to go. I'd rather go than I'd rather say good night properly at the end of this life than this life ending by itself. I hate. Oh, I will always resist, and too much of it can intoxicate people. There is no solution, right? Because I was trying to say earlier that corruption is like a cycle. Even the younger ones coming up that you think would make a change, go into government, and then the system corrupts them. So it's like a cycle. It doesn't end. It just would continue going on. We pray for strength to continue carrying on and surviving this hunger. Anyway, let's thank you for that question. We thank you for your contribution as well. And also thank you for joining late, as always. No lady disagree. What do you disagree with? I share what you have or no free of charge, so I disagree. What do you disagree with? I don't understand. What do you disagree with? I'm done working. I think the next thing I have to do now is upload my vlog. Actually, the vlog reloading. My lips are dry. It's like a gloss. Anyways, uh, okay, yeah, I have to go, guys. If there is a delay, then it's already affecting me, which is already telling me, oh yeah, Irene, go, go, go. That's why there is a delay in knowledge. So yeah, I have to go. Again, thanks to you guys. Bye.